Thank you for joining me once again at Lakeisha King's Saving Greens. Today I'm just going to do just a really brief, hopefully brief, tour update on what's going on in the garden. There's a lot of exciting things going on. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And look at the kitty. Tiger is over here hiding out because the bird keeps trying to get to him. I don't know if you could see him on there with all the shadows. My little garden companion here. Anyways, I was saying there's a lot of new things going on that I wanted to share with you. And so let's just get started. There's a lot going on in this first bed. All my beans are coming through. I have a lot of yellow beans, wax beans, popping up here that I'm gonna have to get off here soon, and I have plenty more starting here. So I'm excited about that. I've already made a stir fry using some of the wax beans and green beans that I had. There are green beans on here as well. I got a big one right here. And they're just loaded with green beans. And that's good. That's really good. I'm waiting for these spaghetti squash to catch up. This one is full of flowers. They're all male flowers right now. Oh, I lied. There is one female flower. I don't think it got pollinated though, so it might not grow. But I do have this one that did, and it's growing well. It's getting really big. Right now, I guess it's about the size of a softball. So, and I love that my sunflowers are getting really tall and big. All of my corn. If you remember, I put down some fertilizer in here, and so just to kind of feed them, give them a little boost, hopefully. So I think they're doing better. They're doing better. I had an issue with all the leaves on the bottom going brown, and so that's why I decided to give it some more fertilizer, and I guess it's working. Look at this kitty. I think he loves my garden more than I love my garden. A tiger. It's just all playful. But yeah, so my tomato is doing really good. It's doing really good. I'm gonna come back out and prune. I didn't get a chance to prune a lot. I started, but I didn't get a chance to prune a lot of stuff off of it. So I will do that. Watermelons look like they're doing good. I have another tomato. There's that cluster of tomatoes that I showed you before. And then this tomato right here seems to be doing well. All these are beans, kidney beans and black beans that I planted in here. Oh, and this. I discovered that I couldn't tell which it was, if it was broccoli or cauliflower, and I guess now I have my answer. It was cauliflower. It's too warm, so instead of it heading up, it's already trying to bolt. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that exactly. This is a new acquisition. This is something new to the garden. Right here. It's a cute little wire tower, iron tower. Stepmom. gave this to me. There was two, and so I kept one for myself and I gave the other one to my mother-in-law, who loves these type of things. And I was right, she loved it. So we have a matching set. She has one and I have one. I notice I believe these are marigolds popping up right here. Marigolds. They must have got seeded from when I had marigolds in this bed before. There's a lot of weeds. If you can see that, I've been pulling weeds and just dropping them, but there's so much more weeds. The weeds is just going crazy. The weeds are growing faster than my actual crops. Tomatoes, more beans, watermelon. This watermelon is actually putting on flowers already. This one is Hale's Best. It's not really a watermelon, it's a cantaloupe melon. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait for that to mature and grow. I love cantaloupe. Another tomato. My squashes are doing really good over here. I got a lot to harvest over here with my squashes, my yellow straight neck squash. I wonder if you guys can help me out with something. I don't know what type of plant this is. It just decided to grow up right next to my onion there. And it has these like stalks coming up. But I don't know what it is. So if you know what it is, drop that in the comments for me. And around on this side, there's just spider webs everywhere. And I try, as I do with the bees, I try to tolerate spiders because I know that bees and spiders are good for the garden and they're helpful, but oh my goodness, I have a fear of spiders. And so every time I walk out here and I see more and more spider webs, I'm like, oh no, they're gonna get me. Look at this. I already have beautiful flower on this one. This one is the Kellogg breakfast tomato. I'm excited about that. I can't wait for this one to start developing, growing some fruit on it. I've never tried that tomato before. I'm looking forward to it because from what I hear, it's supposedly really, really flavorful and really good. See, there's a spider on this web over here. And I think that's why I'm slow to harvest these potatoes out of this container because there's like tons of spiders over here. Like there's more web and spider over here. But I need to get these potatoes out. And I know that to some people who like spiders and not afraid of spiders, that just seems so irrational and crazy, but I don't like spiders. They creep me out. Look at this cabbage. My cabbages aren't doing too bad. I'm still fighting. It's still a battle to try and win out over these bugs that's eating them. And these tomatoes, I can't wait for these to ripen. See, I think I'm right. I think this is a cherry tomato. I gotta try and keep him reined in because the last cherry tomato, large cherry tomato plant that I had growing on the other side went so wild. It took over everything in that other bed, and I don't want that to happen with this one. But I think I have more tomato bush than I have tomato cage, so I might have to try and stake it up or something. I don't know. I had to stake up these chard here because they were leaning over so much on my beans. And one of my bean plants looked like it was starting to die, but I guess it rebounded, so that's good. It was this one. I guess he's rebounded, so I'm happy for that. I went on ahead and planted some more peppers and other things in between. Oh, look at that onions coming out. In between to fill in some of these gaps. So hopefully they'll start popping up. Okay, so this one is my problem child right here. And it's only a problem because I let it become that. Because I didn't stay on top of the grass that's growing in here. I thought it would be cool to let the grass grow, but it's kind of, I clipped it down a little, but it kind of just took over. I do have beans growing in here still. I took out the other radishes. I left the ones that went to seed. Like this one is so pretty. But I took out the other radishes, and during the week I roasted them up in the oven, and they turned out really good. I never had radishes like that because I never really liked radishes as much, and so now I know a way that I can eat them. And lots of strawberries that are trying to ripen up here. And of course, more spider webs. Well, those are ripe. Those are ready to go. But of course, more spider webs. So I'm gonna have to get out here and knock down some of these spider webs. Look at all this. This one just never recovered. I don't know what happened with it. It just never recovered. So I'm gonna take some of these runners and place them over there and see if they take, so that I can start some new strawberries in that one. I actually want to grow a lot more strawberries. These strawberries are so good. More beans. My peaches are getting huge. Look at that. It's getting huge. And it's weighing down these branches. These branches are all just drooped over because of the weight of the fruit that's on there. I'm keeping an eye on it, making sure they don't snap. The branches don't snap or anything, but yeah. And then we have carrots. I've been working on these onions, eating these onions, just pulling them as I need them. You know, I love onions so much that they never get cured, really. I never just harvest a whole bunch of them and set them to the side for them to cure, because I go through so much onion. And in fact, as I'm taking these out, I'm going to plant more in its place, so I have a constant source of onions growing. I had to finally stake this tomato. And look at it, it's got flowers now. Lots of flowers. I'm thinking this one might be cherry too. And that is not going to be good. I don't know. We'll see. It's coming in a little different from how the other one started, so we'll see. And I've got carrots down in there. There's another tomato that volunteered over here, because both of these are volunteer tomatoes. I didn't plant these. And that one volunteered. So I'm going to have to stake him up as he grows. I'm just going to let him continue growing. A lot of the volunteers I don't get rid of. I just let them grow. Sometimes the volunteers grow better than the ones that I intentionally plant. There's another problem child over here. And look at, the weeds took over. I weeded this one, and already the weeds took over. I don't show this one that often. This is catnip. Now, I had catnip planted in here before, and then I dug it all up and gave it away, and I thought it was gone. And no, here's the catnip. So I guess I'll try and figure out, there's teas or something that you can make with catnip. So I'm gonna do some research on that and see. But these leeks flowered out, and they're just so beautiful, and they're huge. Look at this. They're huge, but they're beautiful. I just love how they look. They look like little fireworks that are bursting, which is appropriate since 4th of July is coming up soon. Tomorrow, actually, because I think today is the 3rd. So, yeah, tomorrow, actually. Now, there's a bug on here eating my grapes, but he's not eating them so much that there's a lot of healthy leaves and new growth. I don't know what's eating on these grapes, though. I'm going to have to spray it. And then my peppers over here are doing good. They're growing well. Those are just weeds in the background there. I have to plant something back there still. I don't know what just yet. I tried growing cucamelons so it could grow up on this trellis right here, but they just never took. So I might try again. And then another tomato. This one's the Hungarian heart tomato. So yeah, let's see what else. I love my wind chimes. Love my wind chimes. I just like the soft tinkling noises that it makes with this wind. My dad, well, it's not really my dad's. It's his wife's wind chime that she has. It's like a gong. It has a real deep bass sound. I like that one. It sounded really nice. And it only gongs when the wind is really super strong. So here, it would probably gong a lot. Because the wind is usually pretty strong here. I don't know what's going on with this tomato. I've put fertilizer down in there. I've used some, I put blood down in there. But he just continues to turn yellow. I hope he rebounds. The other two were doing just fine. They seem to be having no problem at all. But that one, yeah, I don't know what is going on with him. And if you remember my lemon, it's doing really good. It got all these new leaves on it now. So I'm happy that it rebounded. Well, I think that basically covers everything. There's the flower container here. Okay, so these two, I know for sure, are California poppies that I planted. And the nasturtiums, I know for sure, are what they are. And this one even has a little bud coming up on it. And I know that these are orchids because I planted these. I don't know what this is. This is looking like a hollyhock. I might have another hollyhock coming up that I didn't plant. I didn't plant that one. But that's what that looks like to me. And I don't know what this one is right here. I don't know. I'm going to have to see as it grows more. I thought it was a poppy, but it looks different from the two poppies that I have already out. So I don't know. I'll have to see. But that's it. That is the gist of the garden for right now. The pomegranate tree over there in the distance is doing pretty well. It set some more. I lost a lot of blossoms off of it, but I think that the ones that survived are turning into fruit and they're not going anywhere. So I think that's a good thing. I still don't think I'm gonna have a lot of fruit this year on this one because a lot of those other blossoms fell off. And oh, I see one fruit that I do see back there. But I don't know. I know I cut it back a lot. There's a fruit right there. I know I cut it back a lot. I see a few fruits. But I wasn't expecting it to produce a lot. But I wasn't expecting it to lose all the blossoms that it did. It dropped a lot of blossoms. It was covered in blossoms. And then next thing I know, all the blossoms just dropped off. We had a wind and it grew a lot more leaves. It's bushier than what I'd like it to be. It grew a lot more leaves. But not a lot of fruit this time. So, well, here's a good one. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to see what the end result is on this. I'm going to have to trim it back again, but I won't trim it down as drastically as I did before. Because I like it looking full like this. But I don't want it to get out of hand either. And I have to trim back a lot of stuff on it. Like these water spouts that are coming up at the bottom here. I got to cut those off. Maybe to put more energy into making some really good sized fruit. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys for watching and coming along with me on this garden tour. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I'm still working on trying to get it all dialed in and get everything worked out to where it'll be a little bit more flow a little better, these videos. That bird is attacking the tiger. But if you like these videos and you like this video, then please just take some time and click like, leave a comment for me, share this video. Let me know what you think about them. You know, I'm pretty good with accepting criticisms and advice. You know, just drop me a line and let me know things that I can make better, things you want to see more of. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, God bless.